Good evening, viewers, and welcome to Calypso Showcase. Tonight, our special guest is Daniell Brown. You know him in the Calypso world as Trinidad Rio. Trinidad Rio, welcome to Calypso Showcase.
Yeah, welcome and a healthy good evening, man.
Yes, good to see you.
Good to see you too, Alvin.
I was passing on Area Peter Avenue and I saw Trinidad Rio in concert at the Mass Camp tomorrow night. Tell me something about that.
No, this is something that is long overdue, right? Something, I don't want to say I've been avoiding this for the longest while because of the fact I know whenever I'm doing a concert, I won't be able to sing no lesser than 15 songs, right? But they have a tendency, they have a saying where they say, day and night run until night catch them. So they catch me now, right? So I'll be looking forward to see all my friends and my fans. I know all of them can't hold a mask camp in any case, but as much as possible.
So you intend to do all your favorites?
No, well, I intend to sing until I'm tired.
Well, to remind our fans the kind of repertoire that Trinidad Rio has, we have prepared this special video clip. A little chat I had with him up at his home in Ypper Bournes Road. So, over to this. Okay, Trinidad Rio, we want to start by talking about your early years. What kind of childhood did you have?
First to begin with, right? I was born from a musically oriented family. I was born in Claxton Bay. I spent a few years in Claxton Bay, and after Claxton Bay, because of excessive hard times in Claxton Bay, I ended up in the Belmont Orphanage, right?
What size family did you come from?
A family of 9, right? 5 brothers and 4 sisters. But I learned music in the orphanage. I used to play trumpet, French horn, and I also really discovered myself as a calypsonian in the orphanage because of a fellow they call, this name might ring a bell to you, Mr. Rudolph Wickham. I think he is the permanent secretary or general secretary in the Ministry of Labor, right? He was a supervisor up there in them time. So he organized a calypso competition up there, and I won it.
What was the name of the composition?
Sambo. I had a greedy partner up there named Sambo. He always fighting for food and that kind of thing. And I ended up singing on him, right? And he was popular up there because he was one of the most miserable fellow up there. So I sang on him and I won the competition because of that. And
at what age did you leave the institution?
I left at the age of 16, right? And at that same year, no, a year after, 67, I tried to get in Kitchener tent. That was my first entry to a calypso tent.
Where was that tent located?
Not
Legion Hall?
Legion Hall on Richmond Street, right? Calypso Review at them times. But I went through something they call beginner's blues. It's something that every calypsonian is supposed to go through, right? And I think Mommy will be able to tell you a little more about this.
But I can remember that year, Danny used to come home every night with his sheet, go with his calypso sheet and come back so very sad and almost in tears, saying that Kitchener did not used to allow him to sing. So I said I prepared one night to go down with him. So when I went to call Kitchener to speak to him. When he came, I said, Kitchener, listen now. Every night my son is coming here and he's not singing and he's very disappointed as a young fellow. Please give him a chance because I have come here tonight especially to hear him sing. So I want you to let him sing, let me hear him. Please.
I learned not to give up, regardless of what kind of, how tough it may be, right? I learned not to give up. So I have a fighting, something that I developed in the orphanage because they taught us that, right? But, so.
Well, let's get back to 1970, which, although you started in 1967 with Kitch, perhaps 1970 was more the start of your career at the Blakey's Victory Tent on Ryson Road.
Oh, 70, yeah. I started with Victory after not getting into any tent, 68, 69. Blakey, 70? Yeah, right. Blakey borrowed a tent in 1970. And somebody brought a message to me and told me, well, Blakey was bringing out a tent and they're having an audition somewhere and Nelson Street over by a called Bunkanks. And I made a calypso based on the things I went through in 67, right? And the little pressure I got in 67, I based my calypso on that.
What was your name in the Calypso?
Young calypsonians, right? And I said, when Blakey heard that calypso, right? Blakey said, nah, but you have to sing in my tent, but you must sing in my tent. And Blakey go and tell everybody about the calypso. Blakey get to like me so much because of that calypso. Blakey used to treat me like a son, right?
And you remember any part of that Calypso?
Yeah, but go like him and see. I'll sing a verse and a chorus, right? I really didn't want but have to say, but some big calypsonians here today, they don't care about the younger ones at all. Only care about their own self, and that is all. They want everything for the self alone. They're leaving we to struggle here on we own. But as you know, the longest rope have an end. So one day I'll soon reach on top, my friend. 'Cause I was born as a true calypsonian, but refuse admission, fighting for recognition. 'Cause the seniors know that we young, boy, they trying their best to keep we down, make them understand we are the future calypsonian.
That was, I would say, a real start for you.
Uh-huh.
I would say so. Of course, the following year, the tune that stands out most in my mind was Born to Sing Calypso. And tell us about Born to Sing Calypso.
Well, Born to Sing Calypso, as you hear, right, as you hear now, right? Born to Sing Calypso is a realistic calypso, right? Because, let me tell you, my mother used to sing and dance. My father used to sing and dance. I have four brothers playing music. Right? One playing music and singing. Bonnie, you know Bonnie, right? The Bonnie.
Yeah.
He won the most promising calypsonian 2 years ago. Right?
The man from Barbados.
Man from Barbados, right? Bonnie B. Then I have a nephew. He's the trombone man in Traffic. I have another nephew. He's an international dub rapper. He did a compilation record with Shabaranks. Right? So you see where it's going down, right? So Born to Sing Calypso is a realistic song.
Perhaps for the youths, you can remind them what that sounded like.
Mr. Shirley Mackey came by me yesterday, this notorious Tobagonian. She say, well, I like to know, this from you, Lord Rio, what's a true calypsonian? I say, Miss Shirley, it's plain to see. A true calypsonian is someone like me. She say, stop the joke and tell me as man, what made you a true calypsonian? I say, well, listen, my father had a little idea in calypso. Then mama, look, you see, she used to do limbo. Then my great-grandfather was a guitar man. And my father used to beat steel pan. So now you see why the Lord Rio was really born to sing calypso.
What happened between 1971 and say 78? Because I remember the Scranton Calypsonian in 78, but I have no record of you between 71 and 78.
71 I sang a calypso. Oh, right. 71 was in Victory, I sang a calypso, and I'll almost forget that, you know. A calypso they call Legalize Marijuana, right? And this is a realistic song too, eh? I used to live Gonzales in them times. A fella named Flintstone used to smoke plenty. Flintstone come and tell me, Rio, why you write a letter to the doctor and left, ask him to legalize marijuana or some kind of thing, bro. And I take it and I make a calypso on it. It goes something like this. A good old partner of mine came home by me one time. Formerly was my next door neighbor. He said, I'll be grateful to you if you honestly do. Rio, please just grant me one favor. I got no money to spend. I got no woman friend. Weed is my only consolation. Express my sympathy. Ask the doctor for me to legalize the tampi. So I wrote a letter to Dr. Willie, yes. I said, doctor, please understand. Why you don't legalize marijuana? Or give some kind of explanation. Son, I can legalize the tampi. Cause son, you know, that's always the case. You see the madhouse done small already. And it ain't have enough room in the place.
I definitely remember that, Calypso. That was a hit, man. So, but what I want to lead up to, as you had a number of calypsos, and I think you moved from Sparrow to Masters then and whatnot, but the first significant hit that you had was in 1978, a tune called the Scranton Calypsonian. And tell us about that particular composition.
Yeah, Scranton Calypso. That was with Kingdom of the Wizard. Stalin was the MC in them times, right? And I could remember Stalin used to be announcing that song as the best song for the last 5 years, right? But the judges didn't see it so, right? But I still end up competing for the Southern Calypso Crown, right? I won the Southern Crown. I beat a lot of men that get picked in tongue for the Northern Crown, or the National Crown, right? I won the Southern Crown with that. But I ended up getting I don't want to say a co-star, right? I got a gig in a movie they called Back in All Time because of that same song.
Nobody knows the trouble I see. Nobody knows my trials but me, yeah. I don't tell Tom, Dick, no Harry, 'cause I'm allergic to sympathy. Well, this is something I don't want to talk about, but when your heart overflows, it comes through your mouth. I'm tired of being oppressed much too long, so you see, that's the reason I sing this song. Now I'm a Scranton Calypsonian, I'm a notorious unknownian, I'm a native Trinidadian, but some call me Tobagonian. You may find me funny if I depend on Kaiser money, just like my partner Freddie, I'll be born already, but the show must go on. I got to leave this place I was born. Though I may be worthy, I can't do such, 'cause I love me country too much.
People started to observe me, people started to look at me because they say this fella really has something in him. But then, what happened? All the people looking at you, people tend to use, you see, track record is a funny thing, right? As good as I may be, right? From the time you see, people realize I ain't enter the savannah, or I ain't get picked for the savannah, they tend to tell themselves they're lacking something, right? And that is how important track record is.
Now, I noticed something about you. You have a way that you take serious topics and you put it over in a comical manner, and it could be that people misinterpret your calypsos because of this.
That could be more true, Alvin. For that matter, all my topics are more serious, have more seriousness in it than humor. But what I tend to do, I tend to disguise my seriousness with humor to facilitate the digestive system, if you understand what I mean. Make it easier to digest, right? But people tend to just see one side of my song, right?
Let's take a case in point, the Chinese football match.
Chinese football match, well, aside from China, came down here and some
Had a football match in the Oval.
Yeah, football match in the Oval. Some Chinese side came down and beat the national side, right? I never hear Chinese play football yet, right? I know Chinese play ping pong, karate, and all kind of thing, right? But Chinese, and we just talk so much about football, right? So when the Chinese side come down and cut me tail, I say, well, now I had to sing about this thing because I was displeased about it, right? But people laughing, and you know, I sing that song the year after the match, right? And like people don't know that match exists. People don't know we play that match.
They want to know what you're singing about.
Yeah, they still want to know what I'm singing about. They're laughing, I know I'm singing about the match.
Big football match in the Oval. A Chinese football team against the national. Big football match in the Oval. The China playing against we professionals. Chinese start to jumble up on the field. See the commentator up on the heels. Listen the commentary on my cassette. I thought was bottle belting in a parapet. All I hear is flipping, fling, and then fling, chung fang, and then chung fang, fly. Chung fang, and then ting fong, and ting fong, right. What's up, Tishara? Take a shot at the goalie. A Chinese fella blockade the karate. And if you see the spectators, how they laughing. You will feel you're watching a Charlie Chaplin. Then Lewis Van pass a ball with a flick. So 2000 stop it with a drop kick. Our drunken fella, they call him Scratch. Say we could never win the karate football match. Was the men like limping, limping, and then jimpling, timpling. Tung-fang, tung-fang, and then tung-fang fly. Jimpong, ting-tong-fong, and then ting-fong, ting-tong-fong, and then ting-tong, ting-fong, right.
I would like people to look at the serious side of my songs. When they finish laugh at the humor, look at the serious side of it too.
Look inside of the
Look
lyrics.
inside the song, yeah, because all my songs are serious songs. All. I never seen a straight humor yet.
And the following year, you did a tune called Traveling Man, which has become one of your, how do you put it?
Gem.
Your gems.
And Traveling Man is a very patriotic song. And it's also a serious song too, because of the fact that I see, well, all kind of calypsonians getting to travel. Promoters hiring all kind of calypsonians to travel all over the place. Man is singing, man just coming with 2 lines and wants to have music and this and that, and they're traveling all over the place. Hence the reason why I make Traveling Man, right? And if you sit down and really listen to Traveling Man, you will see how patriotic it is and how serious it is.
Once they had a competition for the most traveled calypsonian. Everyone was shocked to see the finalist was Sparrow and me. Sparrow went Nigeria, then he went to Spain. He went to Ethiopia, then he went back again. He went Cincinnati, then he went to Ohio. But I was the favorite, the crowd shouted, Rio! I went to San Fernando Palace, Connery, Polosi Road, and Monterey, Puerto Rico, Karaoke, Moto Gas, Barino, El Cicolo, Mondiablo, Togo, and Miaro Brothers. I've been everywhere.
Now that you were in the early 80s, your association with a tent called the Masters Den.
Well, Masters, but anytime I talk about Masters, it pauses, Jace. Masters was a family tent, right? Anybody could do anything in Masters tent, right? No hard feelings. Okay, it was a family tent. Right? We, 90% of the singers in Masters tent was unrecorded singers, right? And we used to fold up all the other tents, and all the other tents at free people, right?
Let's talk about some of the people who used to perform in those days.
Shadow, Gypsy, Kokro, Eagle, Ember, Cardinal, Luther. You hear them kind of names? And I ain't called my name yet, right? And that's the kind of fellas. It had more, but I just can't remember the others.
Short Pants.
Short Pants, right? Designer, right? We had a nice cast.
Brother Resistance, I remember in the early days.
Resistance, Height, KD sing about Roti thing now, the Corey thing, right? And I host a lot of other singers that I can't remember. But most of the fellas now from the Masters is fellas who on the forefront now, right? Like Kokro, Gypsy, Shadow, Luther, Designer, understand? Yeah. Cardinal, Ember, myself, Funny, I forgot Funny, but gosh. You see, never the church further from God, right? I forgot I'm like Funny.
Conk Robin,
yeah, the Conk, yeah. Yeah.
Now, in 1987, you got into the finals for the first time in a competition in the eyes of the public, the 25th anniversary of our independence. And you were able to bring back the Scranton Calypsonian. But apart from that, you sang a new calypso, We Will Survive. Tell us about We Will Survive.
Well, We Will Survive was a team song, right? And they had about 100 and something, or 200 fellas, 200 Calypsonians compete for that, right? Compete in that preliminaries, right? And I was trying to be different because everybody is one team song, right? 200 and something men singing on one topic, right? And in my quest to be different, right? I had a lot of, man, I never get headaches so yet, Alvin, right? I used to go in the bush and sit down, right? Try to compose a calypso, try to be different to the 199 fellas, right? Because it's the same topic. And no calypso never takes so much out of me, as much out of me as that particular song, We Will Survive.
25 years of independence, 5 minutes to explain. A whole generation gone, we now start the clean-up campaign. indigenous games and folklore is now a vintage case. Wickedness, guns and greed commonly take its place, but that shouldn't be. For on the map we are just a mole. In brains and ideas we lead the world. The whole United Nations adopt the concept of Susulan. Then again we got lovely women like crazy ants. Make Mona Lisa look like Jack Palance. And if you're called a Miss Ugly or Mr. Bobble, taking that title and all, play the music, father. After 30 years of oneness, things became too rough. Up came an unseen observer and said we had enough. So he arranged a peaceful turnover, a little strange but true. So Trinbago, for your anniversary, this is my promise to you. Well, we go walk like Kentucky, right down to the bones, even though we make bread out of stones, then we gather some patriotic men and we bring you together again. Then we go pay all the taxes, we go pay all the bills, we go clean up this country, destroy the hills. Trinbago, we will survive 25 times 25. Thank you.
In the preliminaries, I had judges' comments. Judges gave out their comments, right? My comment, their comment towards me was, I must wear a shirt below my jacket, right?
Nothing on your performance as such?
No, nothing about performance. No, that's the compliment is song and everything. The song nice, everything nice. The compliment everything, right? You see how it's clever and all nice and all kind of thing, right? But the main critic was, I must wear a shirt below my jacket, right? Well, I ain't take on that because I have my image. My image is me, right? Nobody, if I wear a shirt below my jacket, then ain't gonna be me, right? And for that matter, if I wear a shirt below my jacket, I feel I will forget my kaiso. Because I like to be comfortable on stage. When I was a little fella, I can remember going around. I used to be wearing a shirt with no pants. Now I get too big for that now, so I just reverse the whole thing. Pants with no shirt, right? So you can't come down and tell me to wear a shirt below my jacket. You understand? And because of that now, because I defy that now, they plan to put me last in the competition.
No way, cause me is stooping to nobody. Me a playing doggy. Me a bribing you with whiskey. If you feel to pick, you pick me. Regardless of condition. Me a fighting no position. Me a soiling my ambition. For petty recognition. But I'll beg someday. Where there's a will, there must be a way. With a little perseverance and my good faith, good things must come to those who wait. Thank you.
The only impact I feel as hard as that was the accident I got in just before the carnival. I got in a head-on accident before the carnival, right? And that is the only impact I feel as hard as that. After that kind of injustice could have done me the stag, yeah. But things happen for the better.
But I got the impression, though, that it gave you the impetus to start already, say, well, like going after this competition thing. Because the following year, you put together two tunes, The Waiting Game and Big Shot Party, and I think Waiting Game is one of your best compositions ever.
Not one of them, best competition, right? Well, it gave me a urge to fight more, because although I keep telling myself I must be lacking something, right? Because I've been focusing, I devote 20 of my years. I started Calypso in 1970. And from 1970 to 1990, I've been just focusing on the savannah, right? So after that happened in 87 now, I say, well, you know something? I can't give up, you know. I can't give up. I go work harder in 88, right? They must pick me. I say, well, if they pick, and a lot of people tell me that too, eh? Funny wife even bet money on that. Funny wife say, well, Rio, if they pick you this year, and she don't bet, she ain't like to lose no money, eh? So she don't bet, sir. She say, if they pick you this year, right? I'm betting money, if they pick you this year, something really wrong. right? I had big shot party and waiting game.
Some people get things overnight, and others wait for ages. Some because of connections, evade gradual stages. But hurry birds don't build good nests. Everything happens for the best. The tears you shed for the joy shown is just interest on the road. Now listen, the masked man's waiting on the masquerade. The masquerader on the big parade. The morning shift waiting on the night. Night shift waiting on the morning's light. Just a few moments ago, you've been waiting to see the show. Everybody's waiting, no matter who. You wait on me, and I on you. So you see, life is one big waiting game. Some wait on fortunes and some on fame. Some on misery, some on shame. Everybody's playing the waiting game.
What gave you the idea for the waiting game?
Now, waiting game is a realistic song too, because most of the waiting game based on not getting selected, right? And
Waiting to get selected.
Waiting to get selected and having nothing to do after the carnival season, right? Because normally when the carnival season done, what I had to do is I normally wait on the next season to come, right? Because I don't get no outside work as the other fellas and whatever, right? So that is how I break this song.
Yes, I've been knocking doors, but no one never listened. I know some will be. One's going to open. Singers come, singers go. But Old Man River keep running slow. The race is not for the swift, my friend, but who endures at the end. Example, yesteryear I could recall when I was younger, when I was small, under privilege and poor. Calypsos I adore. I watch my favorites sing their gem and pray one day I'll be like them. Or every time I sing to you, it's like a dream come true. So you see, life is one big waiting game. Some wait on fortunes and some on fate. Some on misery, some on shame. Everybody's playing the waiting game.
Now, there are a number of calypsos which you have sung over the years which have become popular favorites. We have Up Them Hills, we have The Older Woman. Tell us about that little ditty, The Older Woman.
Now, Older Woman is practical experience, right? A certain paradise, and for that matter, my experience is my experience, eh? So it's a personal song. But a lot of people tend to misunderstand it because older means nothing else but older.
I meet all kind of people, clean and unclean. I meet all kind of women, if you know what I mean. I meet them short, meet them tall. Meet them big, meet them small. I meet the Chinese, the Indians, the blacks and the blues. Meet the Muslim, the Syrians, the white and Hindus. Meet the brave and the bold. I meet the young and the old. I meet them all, I could talk with authority. If I ain't got to choose, my specialty is the older woman.
One of the tunes that I liked in your repertoire is Soca Go Kill Somebody, because I say, well, what could cause a person to come up with the imagination to put this thing? Was it a real incident, or did you just put this thing together on your own?
Nah, let me tell you what happened. Our brother-in-law from London, I mentioned his name in the song too, Mick. He's a white man, married his sister in London. He came down here at Carnival. So we went to a fete in Arima tennis court. Right? Carnival fete. Rain started to fall, heavy rain falling, bucket that drop. And people just ignoring the rain. Right? People take off the shirt and shoes and jumping up, man all below truck. But you see back all that thing. And Mick stand up in a corner and he watching. Right? And he tell me, "Dear, this will go kill somebody."
I call this dance the steel waist. and my English pal came to Trinidad for carnival. We went to that soca fest. Up to now we can't overcome it yet. Some women hold on to he. They wind him down until he fall down on the ground. I say, make no as you could see. What you go tell the people when you go back to London? Tell them, the soca go kill somebody. Aye, 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 go tell them the soca go kill somebody. Tell them, the soca go kill somebody. Aye, 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 go tell them the soca go kill somebody. No, don't tell them that. You wouldn't come down to the soca party. Aye, 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 go tell them the soca go kill somebody.
In the last 2 years you've spent with this spectacular forum, and I think that you have come to greater heights in terms of your ability to work the double entendre in a special way that is acceptable to all concerned, but let's say the moment your person could understand where you're coming from. Last year, no cups, and tell us what led to that composition.
No cups, well, you know, I am the captain of the Calypso cricket team, right? We had a fet match in the savannah. The girl who was supposed to supply cups didn't bring no cups.
I always find myself singing, but things I don't like to sing, but Lord, but somebody always do it. Some calypsonian something. There was a big get-together for Calypso cricket team. Drinks was flowing like water, but no cups to drink it in. So somebody made a suggestion that had the boys on a hunt. They say if we could just find we own cups, we could drink as much as we want. Well, if you see we like hungry little chicken all over the kitchen.
I make that Calypso, right? Because I'm a trader and whatever, right? And I say I had to go and talk about my trade, right? But I had to do it in a way that people wouldn't recognize it, right? But after I make that song now, I realize, you know, I was really working with no draw and truth.
All you know that I'm a joiner, and woodwork is my trade. Specialize in furniture, but only first grade. But due to this economy, where the price of lumber so high, I got to reduce the feature on all my furniture that poor people couldn't buy. So I build wardrobes and buffets and cupboards with buffets.
On the serious side though, this house that we are in, tell us about this edifice and what's been happening with it.
Well, this house, I started to build this house, to be exact, since 1973. And I'm still building it because of the fact that I'm building it on Calypso money, right? So that only indicates how the money coming in. When I started this foundation, this was a hill coming right along to the road, a mountain. It took me 7 years to dig down the hill with a pickaxe, I alone. When I was digging dirt now, people used to pass and watch me and say, boy, that man mad, boy. What that man doing there, boy? A man alone dig. What you mad, boy? What you doing, boy? Hey? I didn't have a plan. I know what I'm doing. Until a mad fella come and see me digging the dirt and he say, you know something, boy? People see you digging that, go feel you mad, you know. And he's a mad man. You know? So it took me 7 years to dig down this. Right? This house that this is a promise I made for childhood. A promise I made from childhood, right? I promised to build a house, right? Not really for my mother, but to build a house and put my mother in it, right? Because it kind of hardship she went through this, right? And I decided not to stop until I fulfill my promise. You understand? So said, so done. Look me over there, right here. And I love the house here. You understand? So
That's very, very commendable. Now, in terms of looking back on your whole career, what would you say has been your finest moment?
my finest moment was days that I spent in the orphanage, right? And that was on the religious side, because I could remember, and this thing override all the how to explain this thing. I had a lot of other fine moments, experiences, but this particular one is around Christmas time in the orphanage, when they used to have, we used to be acting Yeah, they used to have the nativity play. We used to be acting in nativity, the birth of our Lord and whatever, right? And everybody used to be acting as one used to be acting as Jesus, Mary, Joseph, whatever, right? And this used to be appear. This used to look so real, right? Up to this day, I just still wonder if it's the real Jesus I see up on the real Mary I used to be looking at. Understand? And that stand out in my memory more than anything else.
Now, one of the calypsos that you sing, the Free Show Calypso King, I think underlines the fact that you are one of the calypsonians that's always on call whenever there's a freeness, somebody with a hole in the heart, a visit to Carrera or something like that. But as you say, the shows that give you the money, you're not entertained. Tell us about some of your experiences in these free shows.
Yeah, well, let me talk about Carrera. This same free show business carried me to Carrera. Right? When I say not in no, I ain't talking about incarceration. I'm talking about just to perform, right? Carrera does have a Calypso competition every year, right? And I tend, for the last 3-4 years, I've been making a guest appearance up there, right? They appreciate me so much up there, right? They want to call me king up there, so that's all the title I had to make up to my name. The Free Show Calypso King, the Carrera Calypso King. And I won a Calypso King when I was a little child. I forgot to tell you that. Kindergarten Calypso King, man. Don't pass that already. A calypsonian in Carrera by the name of Timing make this thing for me and give me as a gift. Right? This is the most cherished memento that I get off a Calypso. Mm-hmm. This thing here. It might be small in size, but it means a lot. Mm-hmm. Right?
A beautiful finish.
Handmade, you know. Mm-hmm. Right? So this is what I got from Carrera. So Timing, I hope you're watching the show. Stay up. And the other fellas, whose names I can't remember, appreciate all your ones. So always stay up and behave. And make sure all you behave all yourself whenever all you get out. Right? So all you want to do is to go back inside.
Give me a little taste of the Free Show Calypso King.
Whenever kings in competition, promoters always leave me out. No matter what's their requisition, it's something I'm concerned about. Though my friends and fans assured me that I'm a king in my domain. But if you ask for my credentials, well, this is how I will explain. Them big shows up at the forum, the complex and the stadium. Whenever they keep in them show, nobody remembers Rio. But if somebody had have a hole and they need a charitable soul, well, I'm the first one they asking to sing. 'Cause I'm the Free Show Calypso King.
Because a calypsonian is a great person. A calypsonian can be an educator, can be an informer, can be a teacher, can be anything, you name it. So, because before a little child learns to say their prayers, they learn to sing a calypso. So when you can teach so many things by calypso, through the medium of calypsos, you can teach children and even adults so many things. So calypsonian, Rio, and also other calypsonians, when you are composing your songs, remember the little child is listening, and always give them something, food for thought, to teach them something, to kind of encourage them to go straight in life than to corrupt their minds in any way.
Yes, I've been knocking doors, but no one never listened. I know some will be. One's going to open. Singers come, singers go. But Old Man River keep running slow. The race is not for the swift, my friend, but who endures at the end. Example, yesterday I could recall under privilege and poor. Calypsos I adore. I watch my favorites sing their gem and pray one day I'll be like them. Or every time I sing to you, it's like a dream come true. So you see, life is one big waiting game. Some waiting fortunes and some on fate, some in misery, some in shame. Everybody's playing the waiting game.